What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-hosts, Josh and John Luke. What's up, boys?
What up?
I'm doing well. It's Monday. I'm getting through. I'm pushing through.
And Monday means Josh air juggles. Josh is an air juggling extraordinaire right there. Oh, Josh, JL's better at it than you are. Guys, today is mock draft.
Too much.
Oh,
I can't handle the juggling.
We're off the rails already.
Yeah, already. It's off to a hot start this Monday, guys. It is mock draft Monday, one of the last ones leading into the season. I'm starting to get a little sad, but we brought in an amazing guest. He's making his return to the show to do this mock draft Monday with us. He's the lead writer for Ball Blast, the contributor for Fantasy and Frames, the co-host of the Fourth and Frames podcast, and the person that gave the greatest Scooby-Doo speech of all time last time he was on this show.
The greatest.
Teddy Ricketson, what's up, my man?
Absolutely. And I know that we had said when you sent out the Twitter message that it's going to be all fantasy football and no Scooby-Doo. And I think, we're just going to kind of lean into it. So with that in mind. For those wondering, oh my God, Teddy, it's so cool you found a hat from your childhood. No, I bought this yesterday.
For the
I'm
street.
30. So
And I'm 30.
go. My wife approved of it,
awesome.
so we're good.
That is so perfect. I love it.
That is the absolute best, Teddy. You just keep on
Isn't it
coming
the
up.
least?
I'm nervous for what's going to happen next time we bring you on. Are you going to keep on upping the game?
The pressure's
Full
on now.
Scooby-Doo
I can't have a monologue prepared for 160 players. So for a mock draft to see who falls to me. So I was like, I just got to go with the hat.
Full cosplay next time.
Exactly. I'm just gonna dress up like it's just a dog. I'm just gonna hold my dog up the entire time.
That's absolutely incredible. Guys, we got people in the chat here alluding to the kind of mock draft that we're doing today. It is a tight end premium redraft mock draft with defenses. We got defenses in there today. Craig said, I am ready for Kyle Pitts 101.
Maybe if it was Dynasty. I mean, I still wouldn't do it, but maybe if it was Dynasty.
Maybe. Scott in here saying, what time does the show start today? It started as soon as it did.
We're here.
Right when we were ready.
We're here.
Exactly when it should.
Yeah.
As soon as Teddy had his
We're
Scooby-Doo hat
behind.
prepared, we were ready to start.
We were sad.
Anthony saying, start already. What the hell? You were 9 minutes early, Anthony. Come on. Give us a break. And Maria's in here watching. COVID scares. That's poopy. But glad you get to watch us, even if you're dealing with that a little bit, Maria.
Yeah.
And here's a little insight, Scott and Anthony, into what was going on. It's 3:01 and JL's in the kitchen. Come on.
Yeah, I had to get my snacks ready for Scooby here.
He was practicing his juggling.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Yeah.
And everyone knows you can only practice juggling in the kitchen.
it's a kitchen activity.
The room.
That's where all the fruit is. Joey says, hi, chat. What's up, Joey? Welcome in.
What up, Joe?
And JL, did you make Maria a sandwich while you were in there?
I did not. I did not make her. I should have. I was watching What's News. I was watching What's News Scooby-Doo yesterday. So this is serendipitous, Teddy, having you on. And I started singing the theme song. And Maria goes, that's not the theme song.
I see
Coming after you.
Yeah.
Get the Scooby snacks. And Maria's like, that's not the tune. And I'm like, yeah, it is. I was like, I just watched it. And she's like, no. And I was like, that's the What's New Scooby-Doo. And she goes, there's a new show? And I was like,
there's
no.
like 10.
She wasn't even aware that What's New Scooby-Doo is an entirely different show.
Yeah. I haven't seen that in years.
That's true.
It's good.
Gotta
It's
catch
good.
up.
It's no longer new, so
It's no longer new. I think it's been out of commission for a while now.
very true.
Jay's in here. He said, hey, it's the Scooby-Doo guy. And that was before you even put the hat on. He said, that hat is phenomenal, Simon, but I guarantee you if you had that hat on before he said this, Teddy, the comment would not have said Simon. That would not have said Simon. Swamp in the chat says, who dat? Welcome in, Swamp. I see no I cry at work. So if you get to join us today, it is a real party on this mock draft Monday.
Yeah, that's true.
And NBA wants to know, what do you guys standouts and poop-outs in week 2
Poopouts.
preseason? Teddy, do you have any standouts or poop-outs from week 2 preseason?
I'm about to say the last poop out I had was Lamar Jackson in that postseason game. ran to the bathroom. But standouts, no, honestly, I think that honestly the worrisome thing so far is just Jamar Chase in this case of the dropsies. But I think he'll be okay. But
yeah, I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah,
but so far a little worrisome.
For Poopouts, I'm not so much looking for Poopouts in the preseason as I am for standouts. Like it's more people that prove to me that they're going to contribute on the team than people who don't show what we're expecting. And for me, the one player that really stood out, and
I've got two. I bet you name one of them. I'm going to name
one of them right now.
I got
two
right here.
Everyone was forgetting about the ignoring in the conversation.
Mike Glennon.
Forgetting about
Mike Glennon was for. I'm just kidding. Zach Wilson looked really good this weekend. He looked like a top 5 overall draft pick, and he was getting hot with Corey Davis out there. I was very impressed with Zach Wilson, and I think as a community, we've been so focused on Fields, Lawrence, Lance that maybe we passed on who the best rookie quarterback is going to be this year.
Lance looked pretty good himself.
Lance
too,
looked great as well. Lance did
that
look
him
good.
In there. Yeah, and then there's one more.
Let's hear it.
Ramondre Stevenson. Stevenson. Just he's killing it right now. I mean, I wasn't very high on him, but just the fact that he's doing this now makes me interested. It makes me interested.
Absolutely.
Andy Dalton did not look good. He pooped
out. That's a poop out. That's a poop out.
It's a valid poop out.
Yeah,
so good for Justin Fields.
I feel like he walked on the field with poop in his pants already. Like, is it a poop out if the expectations were already Andy Dalton?
It's a poop wash. It's a poop wash at that point. Yeah.
Like he's just filling it up further. And Swamp in here says, respect. I love Scooby Doo.
My man.
Me too.
And Anthony said that hat needs to be in our next hat bracket. We do need to do another hat bracket. And that
we gotta get Tommy on.
I'm not even sure that's fair to put that in the hat bracket, though. It's going to absolutely
Scooby-Doo hat. Yeah, that's
destroy.
Joey says it sounds like these new shows are a mystery to me.
Yes.
That is a good one. Jail's face. I was just narrating Jail's inner thoughts with that voice, Joey. And Jay says Teddy's hat is better, Simon. I'm sorry. I knew it. I'm not even going to fight you. And just said,
I like your color scheme there, Simon. You chose a good color scheme. Let's talk.
That's true.
Yeah.
We kind of match. We're kind of matching over here. Jason, if you're talking poop, Simon is your guy, 100%. Though Josh has been we've been reading from the same book recently, so maybe I'm training him up on the ways of Simon.
Yeah. I've had a lot of Simon action lately. Anyway,
Craig said he was getting hot with Corey Davis. What were you watching? I was watching football.
Steaming up.
That's all I was watching.
Wait, Swamp.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
You.
I was going to say, Scott says I have a new show idea for you guys. Start on time and go an extra 30 minutes.
Is
that
a great show idea?
No, it is.
That's a new show idea.
Yeah. Sounds more like a suggestion.
Pitch that one to FanDuel.
Start on time.
Listen, we got this idea. Guys, shut up. We got this idea.
All right.
Swamp wants to know what our opinions on his Jimmy John's League draft.
What the hell is a Jimmy John's League, and how do I get into it?
He works for Jimmy John's.
I know.
So I'm guessing it's a.
Do I have to work for them to be
Drew Brees
included?
I've got one thing to say about it. J.K. Dobbins, let's go! Yes! Let's go! Yes, good team. I don't know the rest of it, but great team.
Great,
let's go.
Great running back.
If it's an 8-team league, it might be a little rough, but normally it should be okay.
Guys, we're gonna get started with the mock draft in a second, but JL, this is for you. Joey said he only makes the dad jokes for your facial expressions. It's like John Mayer during a guitar solo.
I hope I deliver. I hope I deliver for you.
That's the perfect way to put it. Guys, we're about to start our mock draft, but before we do so, you're all watching this right now, and if you enjoy our mock draft content or any of our other games, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We're on YouTube as Front Yard Fantasy. You can make sure you never miss another one of these again, and you can catch our mock draft reviews and our player profiles and other videos that we're putting out on that channel as well. And Scott says, I remember when J.K. Dobbins
this
put
actually
Josh,
happened.
So let's pretty know to keep an eye on him.
That 100% happened.
Josh
J.O. was with me.
Too much.
I was with him.
J.O. was with me, and I was like, J.K., it's me. Look at my jersey.
And then he went and whispered something to the security guy and pointed right at Josh.
You see that guy?
Yeah, that guy's freaking me out.
Don't let him near me.
Don't trust him.
He definitely pointed at me, though. But he was like, that guy? I don't know about that guy. Watch out for him.
Okay, guys, the mock draft we are doing today, like I said before, is a tight end premium redraft league, and there are defenses in here as well. You guys have all taken a spot. I will not be drafting along with you today, but John Luke, you are drafting from the 3. Teddy Roosevelt drafting from the 6 over there, and Josh drafting from the 12. So we got you guys spread out a little bit. But
I gotta be honest,
right in front of you, Josh. So
I never draft from the end. Yeah, I know. I'm nervous about Anthony. I never draft from the last spot, so I'm a little bit nervous. But hey, it's a mock draft. That's what this is for. This is for. And I was reading the first round a little bit, and I was like, man, I should not have chosen the 12th spot. Well, I bet someone falls to me though. Hopefully, 2.
Man, Josh, I have had the exact opposite problem this year. I have never
you like my drafts. I like the middles.
Well, not just do I like them. I think it's just I'm comfortable with them because every redraft league or dynasty startup I've drafted in this year, I've been in the 10 or later spot. I haven't been before 10 in any of them. And so you put me at 4, I just get uncomfortable. I tilt and I ruin everything. But hopefully that doesn't happen to you at the 12 spot back there.
I like reading the draft a little bit more and being well, this guy has a quarterback, this guy's a tight end. Maybe I'll be able to get some value on the way back around. But in the 12 spot, you got to really just pick your guys and go for them. So that's what I'm going to do today. Let's see how it goes.
I like that everyone thinks this is a pickle. Josh,
it's a cucumber.
It's a cucumber.
It's a cucumber.
We have a
exactly.
I'll explain. We have a dynasty league which is based off of backyard football, the games.
Yeah,
and so every team has to be the name from one of the backyard sports games. I believe Josh's is Crazy Cool Cucumbers.
Crazy Cool Cucumbers. Yes, nice. That is me.
And the Starry Nights. Mine's not as exciting as Josh's. I did it for the imagery, though. I feel like that's a really cool image. Okay, guys.
Isn't that a crazy cool cucumber, though?
That is a crazy cool cucumber.
It's an extremely cool cucumber.
Guys, we're going to go ahead and start
cucumber is a pickle.
Yeah.
What?
No, it's true. It's true, I guess.
No, a pickle is a cucumber.
No, well, a cucumber is a
cucumber is definitely not a pickle. The other way around, I feel like, makes
cucumber,
sense.
I think.
It's like the rectangle and the square thing.
Potato.
No, I feel like that's super clear. What's a rectangle? What's a square? I feel like there's not much debate there.
There's all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares.
Sure, that's what I mean. Very obvious.
Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. Jordan has the first pick. I'm starting this draft, and we will see how it unfolds. Christian McCaffrey first, even though this is a tight end premium league. I'm curious to see when the first
not Kyle Pitts
goes. Not Kyle Pitts, Jordan. Your draft.
Let that Pitts value fall to me.
What an idiot.
What an idiot.
Dalvin Cook second. JL Pitts on the board right there for you. You can take him right now.
Oh,
do it.
Do I go
Pitts?
No. Oh, wait, no. No.
Wait, what?
Pause it. Save me.
What happened? What happened?
I clicked the wrong guy.
No.
I clicked the wrong guy. This is too
small.
Mock, it's tiny buttons. It's tiny buttons.
Okay, JL. Okay, there we go. JL thought it was super flex for a second. Drafted Patrick Mahomes, but he meant to take Kelsey. Everyone watching, we get to do that because we get to cheat. Alvin Kamara is next.
You guys don't have to deal with everything that we got to deal with.
Alex Schneider wants
tiny
to know
buttons.
Tiny buttons. Wants to know what's the tight end bonus. It is 1.5 PPR instead of 1.0 for all other positions. So it's half a point more per reception.
Yeah.
And he said PPR. Yes, indeed. So PPR and then 1.5 for tight end. So they've got a half point premium on every reception.
So that's really the only thing that's different about this draft than your normal redraft league. It's a PPR league, but the tight ends get a little bit of a boost.
And Teddy, you said, forget that tight end boost. I'm going Nick Chubb, grabbing a stud running back here. Before the likes of Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley, some other big names on the board. JT, tell us a little bit about why you drafted Nick Chubb there.
So I really think that Nick Chubb is going to have a phenomenal season. In PPR, I think I've got him as my running back 4. Mainly just because I'm a little worried about Saquon being limited coming out of the gate for the Giants. I'm not trying to give away weeks early for my first round pick. And so I was going to smash Derrick Henry there if he fell, but I was happy with Nick Chubb because especially with PPR leagues, he does a little bit of everything, and the Browns offense is still going to be a run first, in my opinion.
Anthony, Anthony, I'm not going to say you sniped me. I'm not going to say you sniped me, but I absolutely wanted Aaron Jones. I wanted two guys. One of them fell. Aaron Jones was one of the other ones that I would have loved to have. And now I know who I'm going to take. One of them, I know who I'm going to take. The other one.
My number 5 running back is still on the board for you to grab right there.
Is it Austin Eckler?
Is it Lamar Jackson?
It's Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler is a top 5 running back in my mind in PPR.
Yeah,
I'm staring at you.
So there's one guy I'm 100% going to take. I'm trying to buy a little bit of time here, and then it's the other guy. There's 3 people that I'm like kind of like rotating in my mind who I should take. 2 are running backs. One's a wide receiver actually. So it's tough. It's tough. So I'm gonna just take the one guy. Definitely George Kittle. George Kittle is coming off the board here in a tight end premium league. I love getting George Kittle here. Oh my gosh! Now which guy?
Skyfish says ordering JL a shirt that says tiny buttons.
And Z2 said put tiny buttons on a shirt. You just got a shirt with tons of tiny buttons all over it.
Yes.
Said hold me closer, tiny buttons.
No pressure here, Josh. You just don't pick for another like 30 picks.
Count the buttons.
I gotta go. I gotta do it. I gotta go with Eckler.
That was the right call there.
I know.
Josh,
I know.
Now I have a question for you, Josh. We've talked a little bit about this recently when discussing the top tight ends. You took George Kittle at the 12. Hypothetically, let's say Kittle and Waller were both still there for you. Would you have taken Kittle or Waller?
So, when I've discussed this in the past, I'm saying I'm taking Waller in a PPR redraft league over Kittle. This is just even more PPR. It's 1.5 PPR. So I am absolutely taking Waller there if I had to choose between Waller and Kittle. Love Kittle's upside. I think he could have a better season than Waller, but there's a lot more question marks. And Waller's going to end up with more catches at the end of the season, in my opinion. So
I agree with you. I agree with you there. I would take Waller first as well. We got Jordan here saying, just saying, check the FYF Twitter. JL, Jordan was quick with the screenshot. He got the draft board with you taking Patrick Mahomes 3rd overall.
Thank you for that.
There in the ether.
Oh,
you try streaming and clicking tiny buttons
real fast. I'm sorry, but Dan going double tight end.
Wow,
trying to just make a statement. Just trying to make a statement. He wants us to talk about him.
Statement piece.
Scott said you should go. Where did that message go? Eckler Gibson and log off, Josh. With an Eckler Gibson start, he thinks you would have killed it, but you wanted to cash in with a tight end.
If I went running back, it would actually. I like Joe Mixon over Gibson actually, and I know I'm saying probably something a little controversial there, but I think Joe Mixon is primed and going to have a fantastic season.
No, I'm with you, Josh.
Yeah.
That draft night out when Joe Mixon got drafted, we booed the man that drafted him. So we are not very high on Joe Mixon.
No.
Thank God, Josh. Thank God, Josh.
Don't draft Mixon. Oh, and JL takes Mixon at the end of the second, which is such a good value, JL.
Great.
Thank you. Z2 showed me he posted his draft, like I think it's his home league draft. He got Mixon in the 4th.
What?
Disgusting.
That's where he went in the draft night out league. It was in the 4th.
Disgusting.
It's got to be a super flex then, right? Or am I wrong?
That one was super flex when he went in the 4th.
I mean, if Z2's isn't a super flex league, then holy shit.
No, I think it was, but still.
Okay, gotcha. No, that's still uber value. But when you have 10 or so quarterbacks going before him, I guess it makes a little bit more sense. But still, 4th round is a steal. Mixon's prime for a insane season.
Yep.
So, Teddy, I'm guessing if you booed the Mixon pick, you have Antonio Gibson ahead of Joe Mixon this season. If you had to pick between those two guys,
I do, which is kind of hilarious because if you follow any of my content, you know that I'm probably the biggest fan of J.D. McKissic on the planet. Probably more than his own mom. I'd like to go head to head with her, but yeah, I'm a big fan of Antonio Gibson. I think that I think he'll do better than Mixon, even though I think Mixon is prime for a big role. I think I'm personally more hoping that they are more pass heavy than run heavy in that offense with the receivers that I have stock of.
Even if they are pass heavy, Joe Mixon is going to be the primary pass catching running back on that team, in my opinion.
He should be the primary just running back on that team. There's nobody else behind him.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like in years past, you had Gio there who like kind of took that role away a little bit, even though Joe Mixon's a great pass catching back. So yeah, I guess he is. If he stays healthy though, he has proven he's a top 10 running back as long as he stays healthy. But William does make a fine point.
Yep, he has been primed, but situations do change. And I do think that situation for Joe Mixon looks a lot different than it has in previous years. We see it positive and negatively, right? Derrick Henry people have been calling for his demise for the past 4 seasons, saying you can't keep up that volume of workload and still keep producing. And that narrative has yet to come to fruition. Things can change rapidly. Don't always buy into the narrative, but what we've seen on the field is the best indicator of what we're going to be seeing. Success. Joe Mixon, though, from my perspective, has shown to be a great running back on the field. He just hasn't had the opportunity or the right situation for him. So that's where I stand on that front.
Yes.
Teddy, you grabbed your first tight end there with Mark Andrews. So you went Nick Chubb, DeAndre Hopkins, Mark Andrews, and you drafted him over TJ Hawkinson. So he is at least your number 5 tight end. I don't know where you have him in relation to Pitts for redraft this year.
I actually had tiny buttons.
This is the shirt that Scott Fish said he's ordering me.
That's actually really funny.
Tiny buttons.
I just love
actually really
the placement. The placement makes it fantastic. For sure that it's referring to your nipples. God. Your nipples 100%. Are tiny buttons.
Yes. Tiny little nipples are tiny buttons.
Tiny little button nipples.
JL's tiny buttons.
That's so perfect.
But yeah, so I actually do have Andrews ahead of Kyle Pitts, mainly because I know that Kyle Pitts is a freak of nature athlete. I'm slightly reserved on him. He's like my tight end 6. So like, he's not really that far down. It's just, I want to see kind of how he does in that offense. And I'm a little worried about how good the Falcons are going to be, in that they're not going to be very good. And so I don't know how much time they're going to be spending on offense. So I'm a little hesitant with Kyle Pitts just from where he's being valued, but I think Mark Andrews is the number 1 receiver in Baltimore. So why not?
Right now, he absolutely looks to be.
Without a doubt. And, I was lower on him at the beginning of the season, but have been rising. I'm buying into the fact that I think they're going to pass the ball a bit more this season. And with that comes me, raising Mark Andrews in my rankings. Cause like you said, I think the more they pass, Mark Andrews is going to be the biggest beneficiary of that increased passing in that offense. Jordan said CD GOAT, and Maria called him out on it, and he said, they don't make a lamb, Maria emoji.
So bad.
CD GOAT.
And Z2 says, I love home leagues. Got Mahomes at 4 in 2 drafts yesterday, both super flex. Nice. That is pretty awesome. Jill, you got Mahomes at 4 in the Scott Fish Bowl, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, JL got Mahomes at 3 in this.
I was literally that's what I thought the joke you were saying was. That's what I thought you were going. Teddy with the low hanging fruit.
Oh, I was there.
It was there. That's my favorite kind.
I'm stuck here, guys.
The Fantasy Futurist says, sup, y'all. Glad I hopped in just in time for nipple talk.
You're welcome.
You know what? There's about an 80% chance if you log in our stream, we're talking about poop or nipples at any given time.
Any moment, there's like a 45% chance.
And this
so
is
if you're a poop or nipples guy, we got you.
And
if you're a poop or nipples guy.
There you go. I don't think that Kyle Pitts torched the Gamecocks as badly as other people did. So I don't think that that's bias.
And also, you said he's your number 6 tight end. He's a rookie at your number 6 tight end. I don't think you're being unrealistic whatsoever. He's my number 6 tight end in redraft leagues too. In Dynasty, he's my number 4. And he's like he's in the same tier with Kittle and Waller actually and Kelsey when it comes down to it. But in redraft, yeah, I agree. I want to see it first.
Y'all are too sharp for me.
Scott's in here giving some strategy. So, Josh, you could have gone the 2 RBs, then double tapped Pitts, Hawk here. Though Pitts was actually taken, you would not have been able to do that in this draft.
Yeah, I couldn't have.
But he's saying, I've done that multiple times in the last couple of weeks. I seem to always be able to get 2 of the big sits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
so there was able to get 1 this time.
But there was Samantha was giving Scott some trash talk about that. I think he went Hawk and Pitts on the turn.
Technically, if Kittle wouldn't have gone, Pitts may have been there for me, but I think you would have gotten 2 of Hawkinson, Andrews, or Pitts.
So it's a good point, but so would I rather have Austin Eckler and let's say it's Antonio Gibson, or or Kittle and Chris Carson, or you know what I'm comparing to? Right. So I don't know. I think Chris Carson. I think the drop off between Hawk and Kittle is actually bigger almost than Chris Carson for this year and Antonio Gibson. I mean, Antonio Gibson has more upside than Carson will ever have, going into the season. But Chris Carson, in terms of having a safe running back option, as long as he's healthy, I know he has the injury history, but as long as he's healthy, I love getting Chris Carson at the end of the third here.
Oh, Josh, I love your Mike Evans pick. I'm so sorry. I just saw it. I think the 4th round for Mike Evans is a steal as well at wide receiver.
Yeah.
Liking the way your draft's shaping up so far.
Yeah.
Dan,
me too.
Says thank you for Dobbins Sanders for starting 2 tight ends. To have Dobbins Sanders as your starting running back is a pretty damn good start. Dan, we'll see what your wide receiver position looks like.
It is.
That was my only hesitation with it, is just I think in a normal, if it's 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a tight end and a flex, I probably would have felt better doubling up on tight ends and running backs early. But 3 wide receivers and 2 flexes is a little tough toward the tail end of the draft.
So 100%. It looks like Scott Fish here is turning Russell Gage's stats from last year into Kyle Pitts. Is that what he's doing?
Yeah.
And I mean that kind of makes sense.
True.
Yeah, I don't think you can translate him all over there, but just the saying he was the 3rd passing game option. So even if Pitts is number 3 in targets in that offense, he still could be a top 4 tight end next year, or top 3 as Russell Gage would have been last season.
But you got to Kittle was hurt, so you can't really. Yep. If he's healthy all season, he would have outscored Russell Gage, right? I would have.
Sure, still.
It's a good stat. I love this stat. This is awesome.
Yeah, Teddy, you bring up what I was about to say. Jordan started with Christian McCaffrey and then went straight wide receiver for the next 4 picks. A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Julio Jones, Tyler Lockett, and Jordan. Man, I really like that team so far. I'm curious to see how the rest of it shapes out, but looking good so far, my man. Teddy, you went David Montgomery there in the 4th round. Give me a general overview about what you're expecting from David Montgomery this season, because I've seen a lot of changing opinions on him recently.
So I think I'm higher on David Montgomery than most, but I think the reason that I'm fine with him and kind of happy to roster him is just because, to me, I think he's going to have value no matter who's under center, whether it is Dalton or Fields. And I think his value only increases when Fields opens up the offense. But when Dalton's there, I think that, I still think that he's going to play a pivotal role. And I think when you're looking at David Montgomery's season last year, I was shocked to learn that he was the RB4 in PPR last year. And when you look at his stats, the first 12 weeks, he was kind of doo-doo. But the last 4 weeks, he was the number 1 running back in fantasy. And I think that's more of what we're going to see in the future than kind of what we've seen so far. So that's kind of why I'm higher.
I gotta say, Teddy, I think he ends almost a tier for me. You could put Henderson in there. Oh, I love it. Oh, Kyler paired with DeAndre. I like it.
There we
go. But David Montgomery, I think he ends a tier. I think it's actually quite a steal in my mind. I think you had to take David Montgomery there if you want a strong second running back. So I think that's a great pick, in my mind.
I'm personally a big fan of it.
John Luke, how do you feel about John Luke? How do you feel about David Montgomery this season?
I feel great about him. I think David Montgomery is going to have a fantastic season. I'm excited for that Chicago offense. So I completely agree with Josh. Teddy here, that is a steal here in the 4th round. I would have taken him if he had fallen to me.
Completely agree with all
I was between him and Henderson there, because I do also like Darrell Henderson, but I thought it was slightly high for Henderson to go right there. So I like that he still fell to the 4th, though.
Z2, and you're saying, I'm just here to snipe JL, not draft a good team. He's trying to steal your guys, John Luke.
Who said that?
And,
Z2?
Z2.
Of course it's Z2.
Say, Parker did kind of snipe me with DJ Moore, but it was not the same person.
Right.
Also, Jay does not like Jordan's team, says needs are B's. And Jordan said, I have Lockett at the flex and Julio is my wide receiver 3. The advantage will come. And I think Jordan makes a great point. Not all teams have to look the same coming out of the draft. You can draft a successful team without 2 stud running backs in the first couple rounds. So if that value's falling to you at wide receiver, don't be afraid to take it like Jordan is over here.
Anthony, I got to say, I was considering Lamar Jackson here, but I'm actually almost happy you picked him because I do want to go a different direction here, especially since I went tight end so super early. I think I want to load up on wide receiver here. So
yeah, it's a good call.
Thank you for taking Lamar Jackson.
Really removing the temptation.
Yes.
There you go.
The question is, though, what 2 guys do I want? I definitely want this guy. I want Chase Claypool on my team.
That's a solid pick.
Yeah. And now the other guy, I'm going to go Odell. I'm going to go Odell Beckham.
Are you sure you don't want Nelson Aguilar?
No, I'm going to go Odell Beckham. I love Odell's upside. I think he has all the talent in the world. It's all about staying healthy, right?
And the fantasy futurist in here saying, Teddy on fire right now with that Kyler pick in the 5th, liking the team almost as much as the hat.
Absolutely.
Man.
That's hard. That's a toughie. Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to do is just one up my hat.
I love the balanced approach you're taking, Teddy.
Because I never know. And granted, I'm not looking at bye weeks during this draft. I'm a sucker for avoiding bye weeks, and it's going to be impossible this year with bye week 7 and 13 because they are going to be nightmares.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about bye weeks this year. To be honest with you,
it's just going to be a future me problem. So we'll handle that when we get there.
Fantasy Future says, nice wide receivers, Josh, Evans, Claypool, Odell, whenever you wait until the 4th.
Exactly. And considering I waited on my wide receivers, I'm very happy with how they've turned out.
I agree. I concur. Scott said, had to leave for a few. I'm back. Repeat the last 3 minutes. JL talked about his nipples a little bit more. Josh talked about moving his pants.
I got real extensive on my nipples.
That's true.
Yeah. Teddy,
my hat was mentioned. It was cool.
And he gave another Scooby-Doo speech. You missed it, Scott. And
we somehow packed like 25 minutes into those 3 minutes.
That's true.
Yeah, it was pretty
we talked very quickly.
Yeah.
Swamp wants to know, Josh, you think OBJ will bounce back?
I absolutely do. I just said it earlier, but as long as he can stay healthy, I mean, you look at his stats from last year, he was consistent as all hell last year. And I think that Brown's offense is only evolving. I think they want to be more of a run first team, but if they have to pass, and they will be passing, Odell is going to be the number 1 target on this offense. Jarvis Landry's good, but Odell is kind of on another level. So I do expect an Odell bounce back, and I'm a Ravens fan, so I'm not necessarily rooting for it, but I do expect it.
Root for it. We're all rooting
no, I'm not rooting for it.
Back.
No.
Oh, sorry, right there. Anthony said, how do I turn off auto?
Looks
like you figured it out. Nice job, Anthony.
So proud of you, Anthony.
Nailed it.
Absolutely. Was Lamar an auto?
Let's dive right in.
I think Sermon was an auto. Maybe Lamar was an auto as well. He said, never mind. I found the tiny button.
The tiny button.
And it all comes full circle. Kenny Galladay, keeping with the balanced approach. I said keep with the balanced approach. There's not a single pick you could have made there that would have been unbalanced after your first.
That's true.
First 5 picks, it would have stayed balanced. But Kenny Galladay.
I guess running back would be, it's like
true.
you had 3 running backs then.
You're
so
right.
Maybe you can make the argument.
You like Kenny Galladay on the Giants this year? Or just the value in the 6th round?
It's more the value in the 6th. Yeah, trust me, I don't feel pretty about this pick. But I don't know that he's going to be that good. But do I think he's going to be very heavily targeted? Yes. And that's kind of what I'm going for, especially in PPR leagues, because I don't care if he has 10 yards if he does it on 10 catches. That's fine. But I think that he will be a very productive pass catcher in this offense that does struggle with the dropsies from time to time.
Dropsies.
And when I look at the wide receivers he has the most upside, so I don't blame the pick whatsoever. I
like
think
that
fine.
pick.
And I'm not the biggest Galladay fan in the world. It's not I'm not a big Galladay fan. It's the situation more than anything. It's a situation Daniel Jones I don't trust. It's not Galladay's fault, but I do think he has a lot of talent. So if everything goes well, it's the injury concerns right now that are scaring me, really. But if everything goes well, he's going to have a good year.
Sterling Shepard, I've heard, is the wide receiver 1 on that team after some preseason games, right?
They have different skill sets.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh, JL. We've got two-faced
Oh,
JL again.
Split face.
It's actually really funny looking.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. That one's great.
Yeah.
So you guys figured this out. JL isn't actually real.
Dang, that's a nice Michael Carter pick.
Projection.
It is a nice Michael Carter pick. I'm liking Z2's team. I like how that's coming together.
Michael Carter was sitting on top of my queue if he came back around to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he would have been my pick, but he's not making it to where I am.
Yeah. Well, definitely not now.
Well, now that we've had this conversation, I know he wasn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely been drafting him there.
Yeah.
But hey, I don't want to give anything away. I don't even know if he's going to get drafted. But Ty Johnson's getting a lot of hype, right?
Yeah, he probably won't be drafted in this 12 rounder, but
probably not.
Yeah, he was before they picked up Michael Carter. I actually liked him in the Jets backfield coming out. Granted, they have like every other backup running back ever between them and Houston, but no, I think Michael Carter is going to be kind of insane.
Swamp said, cool Herbert and Allen connection. He's happy with his Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen connection right there.
Yeah.
And Swamp, I have to agree. That is pretty cool. That's one of my favorite stacks.
Talk about balanced teams. He's got a full starting lineup right there.
He does. And Jordan said, I disagree about the Michael Carter.
Look, Jordan said
team Ty Johnson. He is team Ty Johnson right there.
So what's the stat? Like Ty Johnson was on the field for like pretty much all of Zach Wilson's like snaps or something. Not all of them, but the large majority.
Oh, there we go. JL's back with one face now. Scott made some additions to the shirt while you were gone. He said at the bottom of the back of the shirt, I have now added the word poop.
Honestly, all I want is a shirt now. That's all I care about.
That'll be the first shirt in our merch store. It's just going to be tiny buttons with poop on the bottom, just to let you know where it comes from. Right there.
Tiny
bottom of the shirt is where your poop comes from. A tiny button.
It's an educational shirt.
Ew.
You got to poop. You push the tiny buttons and poop comes out. God, okay, we are gonna get
to further the balance of the team.
Noah Fant.
All right.
And I want to make a point out to Noah Fant that he is my second tight end from how he burned me last year when he was I'm going to play. But then he was like, no, I don't want to. And I had a nice little 0 from him in a very important late round season game. So he's definitely number 2 on this team. Also keeping with the.
Somebody say number 2?
Yep. There you go. All full circle.
William wants to know. Is Gaskin over Galladay if he doesn't go? Teddy, in that spot right there, with your team, would you have taken Gaskin or would you have taken Galladay?
So this isn't fair because Will's one of my friends, and he knows that we are both big fans of Free Money Gaskin from his
Free Money
smash, because he smashes the over on his reception bets every week. So the only reason that I would not have gone Gaskin there is just because at that point in a 3 wide receiver set, I'm currently starting DeAndre Hopkins and then flexing Gaskin. So that would be the only reason why I wouldn't. But yeah, I did want to go wide receiver there, but I do like Gaskin.
Makes sense. Scott said perfect wedding and special event shirt. He said Maria agrees. Just letting you know. So all the weddings you're going to, and Maria says you got one this weekend, so we're gonna get some expedited shipping on the tiny button shirt that you can wear to the wedding. Oh, but the only problem is global. There's one problem and one problem only with wearing that shirt to a wedding. It's white JL, and that would be rude to the bride.
Oh yeah, people would mistake me for the bride.
That's the only issue. You would get mistaken for the bride. They would think you were trying to show her up. So
I love that. That's the only issue with the shirt to a wedding.
That's it.
That's the only one we can come up with.
That's it. Also, Teddy, Jay has a question for you. He wants to know how far are you on the 5th inning program?
This is an MLB The Show tweet. And Jay, you'll be happy to know I finished that like 2 days ago. So we're waiting on Friday for the new one to switch over.
Freaking idiot, Jay.
Yeah, dumb.
Stupid question.
Also, Swamp, the fantasy futurist, in here saying Herbert Allen stat going to be great for best ball league. So if you're doing some best ball, he's got some tips in there for you. And just so everyone knows, Futurist in here dropping some awesome takes on this draft for us today. He's going to be in here next Monday drafting with us as well. Yeah. So make sure you tune in then to get his takes live on the show.
Oh, he's cheating.
Well.
He's scouting. There
he's
you go.
He's
scouting.
The problem is, we love trying new things on mock drafts, so you never know.
There you go.
You know what? We're scouting him as well with all the takes he's given us right here. He's in here saying Sterling Shepard value greater than Slayton Galladay draft price. So everyone hear that.
I don't hate it, except Sterling Shepard's like one hit away from his head for not being able to play for like 6 weeks. So he has concussion problems.
If Brandon Cooks is still playing, anything's possible.
That's true. That's a good point.
That is 100%.
Also, we're going to talk about Josh taking 5 straight wide receivers.
That's what I was going to say. Josh went wide receiver again with both his picks with Robbie Anderson and Juju Smith-Schuster.
And I have Chase Claypool. I have 2 Steelers wide receivers, which I do not love, but the value was too good a pass.
I know. I thought the same thing. I almost took him in the last one.
It's too good.
Josh, tell us about that. You're comfortable with having those 2 Steelers wide receivers on your team?
No, I don't love it at all. But again, I don't love it at all. But the value at Juju Smith-Schuster in the 8th round is kind of crazy in my mind. So I would love to be talking to Teddy. Hey, Teddy, you're over there with 2 wide receivers. Hey, maybe we can make something happen. You know, we can make these trades happen. You know what I'm saying? So I've got ammunition
these mock
to make
draft
trades happen.
These mock draft trades.
Jason, draft value trade for need. I agree with that. And Teddy, I just want to say you leaned into the camera right there when you were laughing, and it was glorious.
It was all Scooby.
It was just all Scooby as you leaned.
There you go. There's your screenshot. There's me next time. Just here you go. I can move the bill. Yeah.
That's awesome.
We got production value.
Fantasy Future saying new things in mocks couldn't be me or Josh.
Couldn't be.
Not at all. No, Josh isn't trying anything new in this mock. And Teddy grabbed his 3rd wide receiver, Tyler Boyd. On the Polly's Playoff podcast, they asked us who we thought was going to be the number 1 receiver from the Bengals this year. My answer was not Boyd, but I made sure to give a shout out. I said, I think it's going to be T. Higgins, but I think everyone in the fantasy community is ignoring the very, very real possibility that it's Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd could lead that team in fantasy points this year, and it wouldn't be a shock to me. What about you guys? How are you feeling about Tyler Boyd this year?
Yeah, I'm very high on Tyler Boyd. I wrote a piece for Ball Blast that was hate to blast your bubble, but Tyler Boyd is the most valuable wide receiver to have for the Bengals, just from where he's being drafted. And I took him a little high here just because it's very on brand for me, and I wanted to make sure I got Tyler Boyd. But I think that his game matches really well with Burrow, especially if Burrow's deep ball takes a hit because he's still recovering from his injury. And so I think that Tyler Boyd's going to be the beneficiary there, and so I think he's going to be a great asset.
Completely agree. And if the O-line isn't immensely improved, we may see a lot more short yardage, even if his arm is fully healed and ready to go with the deep ball, which would benefit Tyler Boyd. I agree with you 100% there, Teddy. I'm drafting him everywhere. Of the 3 wide receivers there in Cincinnati, I think he's clearly the best value and the one I'll be drafting the most this year. John Luke, Parker had a question for you. Brady over Tannehill, and you are on the clock, so I'll let you draft first, and then you got to answer for your draft.
Hey, listen, I'll answer for him real fast. Yeah, I'm drafting Brady over Tannehill too. I think they're in the same tier, right? But so I'm probably going to try to take whoever's a better value. But yeah, Brady, I would draft Brady over Tannehill.
Teddy, which one are you drafting first, Brady or Tannehill?
Brady, even though it makes me feel icky. I am high on Tannehill. I think he will crack into the top 12 of quarterbacks this year. But Brady I think it's like worst fantasy finish in like the last 5 years, other than like 1 year as QB8, what he was last year. So until he shows that he's like weakening, you kind of have to respect the Thanos of the NFL.
100%.
And it's probably his best receiving core of his entire career. I know it's like just the same one as last year, but another year with them, Antonio Brown getting a full offseason. I know he's off the field issues. He always will, I guess. I don't know. But again, I think it's the best situation, maybe offensively, he's ever been in.
Yeah.
I think Jordan's allergic to running backs.
That's what he said. He said, I'm allergic to the color green, confirming it right there. I love it, Jordan.
He's not Christian McCaffrey. He's like 2 running backs in one.
That's fair.
John Luke, they answered about Brady and Tannehill right there. So I want to come to you on this question. You've done some extensive research into ETN. You loved him coming out of college. You put out a short about him. Felipe wants to know, what are you guys thinking about Travis Etienne? Think he'll be involved?
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely think he will. I think it's going to be a slow start, right? I think we're going to have a slow start to the season. They're going to use James Robinson a lot. You're seeing that now in the preseason. You're seeing that in the mini camp. They're going to use Robinson a lot in the beginning of the season. But I can't imagine a world where Urban Meyer drafts Travis Etienne first round and then decides to use him as just a third down guy. That's coach speak. Travis Etienne is absolutely the most talented running back on this team. James Robinson did so well last year because, one, he's a decent running back, but he also had 82% of their opportunity share on that team. He's not going to get that again. He's not. And so you can't expect
Travis Etienne.
And neither will Travis Etienne, but that's, you're not draft. If he was, he wouldn't be drafted in the 5th round if we were expecting that.
Yeah, I agree with you, John Luke. And the other thing I'll add is I fully expect Etienne to be a lot more efficient than James Robinson. I don't think he needs an 82% share to do what James Robinson did. I think he's the more talented running back and the more talented pass catcher on that team. We'll see him in the pass catching role early, and I imagine he'll take over a lot of the like the first and second down work as the season progresses. Completely agree, John Luke.
Yeah.
I think he's just super flexible too.
Yeah.
With what he can do with the offense.
Yeah. What he can do, his pass catching ability, his rapport with Lawrence. There's just so many things that are indicating that they're in Travis Etienne's corner here. And, I'm going to take the uncertainty here. That's where you're going to get value here is ambiguous backfield. And so give me Etienne.
Completely agree.
How do you pronounce it? Am I pronouncing it wrong?
Etienne.
Is it Etienne?
Mm-hmm. I think. I don't know.
I just really like thinking of it just like pronounced like ETN. That just makes it a lot easier. So come on, Travis. Come on, just let us do it. All right, let's just start calling him Travis.
Mike
Travis.
Wants to know what we think of Team 7. So that is Arsenal's team right there.
Horrible.
Josh,
No, I'm joking.
I think he's been a thorn in my backside half the rounds. I can tell you that.
See, Travis. Yeah.
Scott said it's pronounced Etchen. That's how
it
says it's
isn't.
pronounced.
No, it isn't.
I'm not sure if he's trolling us there. We'll have to. I'll fact check with Travis himself. I'll find a video of him saying it, and we can have everyone know for the next one. Team 7, though, I love your receivers. Stephon Diggs, Justin Jefferson, Robert Woods. That is a beautiful starting 3 receivers. And then to wait until the 5th and get Kareem Hunt, Myles Gaskin as your 2nd and 3rd running backs. That's about as good as your first 6 rounds can go. The only thing that makes me nervous is the Logan Thomas as the starting tight end down there in the 10th in the tight end premium league. But
I think it's good value on Logan Thomas, though.
It's in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't get it.
JL's still trying it out.
It's the same.
It's in.
I'm not French, so I have no idea. And Scott Fisher, that's what he told Rich Eisen. So
that's crazy.
No, it's pronounced Rich Etchen.
I'd probably lie to Rich Eisen too, to be honest.
That's so perfect. Jordan, what are you doing drafting our quarterback? You don't need him.
Swamp says he's liking this practice in his Smash Bro League. He got the 6th draft spot. Was too late to get the 6th on this one, but 5th is good enough, and he's liking his team so far. And Teddy, he also said, seeing you draft from the 6th, he likes it a lot. He's liking the team you're putting together.
I personally appreciate that Jordan is either not going to draft a tight end or a defense, one of the two. So I appreciate the anarchy.
Shoot. Are we supposed to draft defenses?
No, yeah. Well, it's only 12 rounds, so
yeah.
We don't have a defense in our starting lineup.
Yeah, there's a slot for it.
It won't force you to draft a defense, but you can in that last round. Felipe says, I saw somewhere that
by Scooby
if you don't
do
draft
not
a defense.
Adhere to the roster.
Felipe said, I saw somewhere that they might use ETN like how Urban Meyer used Percy Harvin when he coached him.
I mean, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all.
Harvin was a goat in college.
Yeah.
That
means he's going to be playing in every position possible, pretty much. It'll be really exciting.
Shoot.
Jordan said, no shot. I am letting Josh or Dan get Tannehill in.
Come on. 11. It would have been so nice. It would have made my team perfect. I was actually just hoping Dan wasn't going to take him, but I guess there's always a possibility someone with their backup quarterback could just ruin our time.
I will judge no tight end list since it's tight end premium. So,
yeah, Jordan has cornered himself. He doesn't have a tight end or a defense with 1 round left, so he's going to have to skip one of those positions. We'll see which one it is.
Oh.
Defense is starting to go off the board. Teddy grabbed the Steelers defense as the second D.
I did.
Not in the 12th round.
Got to stay on brand with my wife covering the team. So
there we go. I was going to say, do you like the Steelers defense second best this year or first best? Because Washington was the only one drafted before.
I do like them probably second best, just because I think they made really good moves. I'm still kind of confused how they haven't been arrested for literally robbing the Jaguars of Joe Schobert in that trade. And I really liked how they signed Melvin Ingram. So it's I think their defense is going to be insane.
And
to be honest,
that hurts that he's on the Steelers. I still like when I think of Joe Schobert, I still frowns like that. That's what I think when I think him, and that one hurts a little bit. 3 defenses in a row.
I don't know if my wife is happier that Joe Schobert's on the team or that his wife is now on TikTok supporting the team. So,
oh no,
one of the two. Don't know which one's better yet.
We need to get Joe Schobert on TikTok supporting the team. That's what we need to do.
Should.
Let's get him on the show.
Hey, get him on
Let's
FYI.
get Schobert on the show. It'll be a Schobert.
It'll be Schobert. There you go. You got it.
The fantasy football game Schobert.
The puns are there.
Jail's thrilled with that one. Josh, what are you going to do here?
Hilarious. Oh, this is easy. Well, I don't have a quarterback yet. I'm going to, there's some defenses here that might interest me, but wow, the Ravens went too. There's definitely one defense that I think's left that's worth drafting here, but I'm not going to do it. I got to take my quarterback, but with this pick, you know what I'm going to do? Like if something happens in that Buffalo backfield where it's just like one of these guys, he's going to be uber valuable. So I'm
just doubling up on teammates here.
Yeah, and then I'm going to take Joe Burrow.
There you go.
He ends a tier of quarterbacks for me. So let's go.
There you go.
I'm happy with my team. I like this team a lot.
There we go. And we got some hidden news from Jay, a video showing the proper pronunciation of ETN. John Luke, you know, if I were to share my screen with a video, would it play the audio?
Probably not. No.
Okay. Then we'll watch the video and report back tomorrow.
If you can download the video, I think you can share a video, but
I don't think I can do that successfully in the next 5 minutes and have it show.
Probably not.
From YouTube
Probably not.
Show it up here. That sounds like something where I'm just going to waste my time.
Maybe we should just put like a link in the description or something.
There we go. That's a good idea.
Or in the chat.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in there.
Learn today's educational moment. Learn how to pronounce ETN.
Yes.
There we go.
I do. That is important to me. Announcing players' names correctly. Anyone's name correctly. It's a sign of respect.
I agree. So
yeah, that's why you guys call me Jeff, right? Joshua Walter Fuster.
That's why That's why
very on brand for you.
I consistently call you the wrong name because I do not respect you, Josh.
That's fair enough. Call me whichever you want, whatever you want. You know?
That is funny now that you pointed out. Is that consistently we call you the wrong name? Jeff, Walter,
whatever, John.
That's just accurate. It's just accurate.
John. Yeah, I know you don't
like
it. So I know you don't like it.
It's how I can quickly tell if you're a friend of mine or you don't know who I am.
Since I followed the roster rules, I can, do what I want here. If this draft, as a disclaimer, if this draft was continuing, I would definitely take Philip Lindsay here. But to remain as on brand as possible, it's JD McKissic.
JD.
It's absolutely JD.
You love him more than his mother does. I hope you have him on your fantasy team.
I do. I'm debating sliding into his DMs with like, hey, look at all the nice things I've written about you.
80 catches.
You take away 40 targets, and he's still the 5th most targeted running back. It's absurd.
80 catches.
Big fan.
But Antonio Gibson's going to take away all that work, right?
No, not at all.
Antonio Gibson can take away half the work and still return on where he's being drafted. Like he can take half of those receiving or half of those targets, and both of them are still being drafted
based
in the right spot.
Based on how this was going, obviously the defenses are in here. McKissick would have been drafted 2 rounds after this. So yeah, I'm completely fine with that.
Yeah.
Well, Teddy, you sniped
get
Swamp.
uber value on McKissick.
Swamp said no. JD was my last pick.
Normal.
Teddy.
Yep. Sorry.
You stole it from him right there.
Sorry.
So instead, he went Ito Smith in the last round, grabbing that second tight end after Gesicki. And Parker taking the Rams D. I expected them to come off the board a little sooner, but there they are.
Taking the Rams D.
That the Rams D was the defense I was mentioning that was worth drafting where I was. That's kind of the last one. Like after that, I mean, I don't want to ruin it for anyone.
That definitely rounds out the top tier.
It's the Browns would be the next one, but again, it's another tier for me. I think they'll have a good defense. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I think for me the Browns end that tier. The Brown the 5 defenses on the board plus the Browns are the 6 that I'm willing to draft maybe a round earlier than the rest of the defenses are going.
The Patriots are going to take a step up from last year. There's no doubt in my mind about that. So I wouldn't draft them ahead of the Browns, but I think they belong in the conversation.
Jordan said, Josh sounds like he's jealous. Everybody loves Gibson over Dobbins. It's pure jealousy.
That's exactly what it is. It's literally just because of JK.
And Felipe said, you guys trust in the CEH injury isn't bad. John Luke, I feel like Felipe's in here just asking about all your guys for this year. Like the guys who kind of started planting flags
Felipe's
on.
My guy.
He came in here and he was like, what about ETN? I'm like, JL. Then he said, what about CEH? And I also want to be like, hey, JL. Because you and both have been hyping him up, but you drafted him in this draft. So tell us a little bit about what you feel about CEH and if you're worried about that injury.
I mean, certainly always worried about any injury is more worrisome than not, but it does seem like he avoided the high ankle injury, high ankle sprain, which certainly is worse for his long-term play and his long-term outlook here. But we got to take it, week by week and just see, if there's any more information that comes out. I think he should be ready to go by week 1 based off what we know right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. And it's the last I saw was that he did participate in walkthroughs today at practice. So that's a great sign. I wouldn't be too worried about it. Jay said, I love Josh/Jeff's team.
That's me.
Who?
That's me. That's me.
Jeff.
I'm not familiar with him.
I don't respect that man, so I don't recognize it when people call him out.
Fair enough.
Swamp said, is Myers the only Pats player drafted? No, I think Jonnu Smith was drafted as well.
I almost said I took Tom Brady.
And Damian Harris. So Damian Harris, Jonnu Smith, and Myers, I believe, were all drafted.
That's sad.
I think that's all of them though. But yeah,
that's it.
3 Pats players drafted in 12 rounds.
So depressing. I'm sure if we kept going, we'd get some Damian. Damian Harris definitely went.
That'd be about it.
We'd get some Ramondre Stevenson.
Ramondre Stevenson.
Right.
Aguilar definitely deserves to be drafted.
Aguilar would.
Yep. That's what Swamp said. No faith in Aguilar or the backfield. I think we would see James White, Aguilar both go. Ramondre Stevenson, if we went like 3 more rounds, 100% we'd see those guys go.
Yeah.
And Jordan's in here saying, Scooby, I want you to judge me for both. So I'm taking another wide receiver. He is not following the roster requirements at all.
Bateman, baby.
8 wide receivers is a bold move.
That's really bold.
Felipe, if it helps at all, Scott says he's more worried about his own ankle than CEH's.
I think we're all
worried about Scott's ankle.
I was about to say, but honestly, I'm pretty worried about Scott's ankle, so I'm not
I'm
sure
worried
that
about
says much.
Scott's too. I'm not worried about CEH. CEH
He said snapped back into place, and now he feels better. That's terrifying.
And Kev said, bird up regardless. I don't know regardless to what, but indeed.
Regardless,
it's like this
bird up.
Exactly. That's all you need to know.
Bird up.
Regardless, it's bird up.
Bird up.
Teddy, that is it for our mock draft. Guys, if you are watching, I want to make sure you are already, if you're not already following Teddy, that you go follow him on Twitter right now. He's on Twitter at Teddy Ricketson, and you can find his work with Ball Blast FB, Fantasy and Frames, and make sure to check out his show that he's the co-host of, Fourth and Frames. Teddy, thank you so much for coming on today, rocking the Scooby-Doo hat and mock drafting with us. I really appreciate it.
Of course, man. It was fun. I'm glad to be back.
Absolutely.
Is Maria dropping news here? CD Goat and now in COVID protocol?
Is that breaking?
No way.
I'm going to pull it up. CD Lamb. Let's see if there's any recent news. Oh, Maybe she's too fast for me because I don't see it on there. But
that wasn't on Hard Knocks. I don't trust it.
Tune into Hard Knocks to see if CeeDee Lamb, in fact, is in COVID protocol. Swamp in here saying like and subscribe, everyone. Thank you, Swamp. If you have not already subscribed to our channel, we're on YouTube at Front Yard Fantasy and on Twitch at Front Yard Fantasy. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube, that follow button on Twitch. We really appreciate it. And you can make sure you never miss another one of these again. And guys, if you're not sick of us by the time we finish our Friday afternoon show, we have another show on the FanDuel channel Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We're doing the same thing. We're playing some games with some awesome guests, and it's a good time. So make sure you're tuning in on the FanDuel Twitch channel as well. Twitch.tv/FanDuel.
It is
pretty
true.
easy to find over there.
Fantasy Futures coming in saying, yep, COVID for CD.
And
That
Tim
sucks.
said, made it just in time. Glad to have you here, Tim.
Just in time.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, they did.
Trading makes
10
fantasy
minutes ago.
fun. Trading makes fantasy fun too.
And Jay, one more comment. And I love how Teddy told me he doesn't want to be the Scooby-Doo guy, but then wears his hat on stream. We're leaning in, baby.
You gotta embrace
in.
it.
Gotta embrace it. Wow.
And Fantasy Futurist confirming the broken news from Maria. Maria,
I did
plus
also find it. So
Well,
good job, Maria. You broke the news.
Maria is now in charge of breaking news for Front Yard Fantasy for all
Cowboys.
breaking news. It's not official.
My Michael Gallup pick looking real good now.
Hey,
That's a good point.
Just a reminder for everyone, someone being in COVID protocol does not mean they have COVID. They
That's
could be a close contact. So just be on the lookout for more news around
Speak
that.
for
If he
yourself.
does have it, though, it could be trouble. If he, in fact, does have COVID, it could affect him more than just the 2 weeks that he misses. We saw that with Cam Newton a bit last year. Definitely some lingering effects. At least we hope so, that wasn't just who he is as a quarterback now. So watch out for CeeDee Lamb. We'll get updates from that. Jason, Maria greater than Adam Schefter. 100% Maria greater than Adam Schefter.
Just call her like Front Yard Shefty.
Front Yard Schefter.
Ew.
Yeah, I'm not liking that.
Well,
That
it's
sounds kinda
happening. It's happening, JL. It just happened.
I'm
Front
gonna
Yard
give you-
Shefty.
my initial grade is 0 out of 10 on that one.
Okay,
Five
guys.
stars. 5 stars.
On the Front Yard Shefty note, that's it for us today. If you want to hear more about JL's tiny buttons, make sure you tune in tomorrow. We're playing some more games, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Until then, adios, everybody.
Peace out.
Bye.